Hi Otters, and welcome to another guided reading lesson. Today we're going to be reading an extract from the Magic Faraway tree. This extract is on the website, and today you need to read up to the end of page 9. Now that is up to page 9 on the PDF. Okay, so that includes that number includes the contents pages. So actually, it's only about 3 pages long. And the last sentence you will need to read says, "Hello, Aunt Polly," he said. "It's good of you to have me." Okay, so and that's the end of page 9 on the PDF. If you haven't read that extract yet, please pause me whilst you do so and press play when you're ready to move on. Okay then, so hopefully you've all read that text now and you're ready to answer some questions on it. Starting with our quick start. As always, pause me whilst you have a go at these, or you can keep playing and we'll go through them one by one. Right then, question 1 says, who were the main 3 children? The clue in this question is that there are 3 children, so in my answer there will be 3 children's names that I'll include. Because it is the first question of the comprehension, it is very likely to be near the beginning of the text. Pause me here whilst you have a look through the text to find the name of the 3 main children. So hopefully you found those names, and it's in the very first sentence, and the 3 children were Joe, Beth and Franny. Question 2. Who was coming to stay with the children? Again, we're going to be looking for the name of somebody here, or a person. So who was coming to stay with the children? Pause me here whilst you work out the answer and press play when you're ready to move on. So there were 2 places that you could find the answer for this. Some of you might have been really clever and looked at the title of this chapter, and the chapter is called number 1, Rick Comes to Stay. Also, near the end of I think it's the 3rd paragraph, Mum says that their cousin Rick is coming to stay. If you just wrote Rick, I'd give you the mark, but well done if you sort of showed off a bit and explained that it was their cousin Rick as well. And then question 3 says, why is he coming to stay? So we're looking for a reason why he's coming to stay. Pause me here whilst you work out the answer and press play when you're ready to move on. Okay then, so why is he coming to stay? And this answer is still on that first page, and it says that he is going to stay quite a long time because his mother is ill and can't look after him. You might have just briefly said that his mother is ill or she can't look after him, but to really show off that you've read and understood the text, you could have said that Rick is going to stay quite a long time because his mother is ill and can't look after him. You've taken the evidence straight from the text and used it into your answer. Next slide. It's another vocab check. So not too much in this text that I don't think you'll have heard of. And the 3 words that you might not be quite sure of is cottage, enchanted and saucepan. As always, find the word in the text. I've given you part of the phrase that surrounds it. Okay, so you can look for all of those words and underline them, and then make a sensible guess of what you think they might mean. Pause me whilst you have a think of this and press play when you're ready to move on. So on my slide alone, I've already given you a bit of a hint. So a cottage is a type of house, and it usually is quite small and has a thatch roof here. Okay. The second one then, enchanted wood. Now you might have worded it slightly different to me, but enchanted would be something like magical or special in the wood. So in some stories that might mean there are maybe mythical creatures in there, or maybe the wood itself has some form of powers or magic surrounding it. And then the last one, saucepan. It's just in case you didn't know what a saucepan was, and here's a picture down here. I'm hoping some of you will have helped your parents cook in the kitchen or done the washing up, and you should have known what a saucepan is. If you didn't know what a saucepan is, I'm going to make it a little challenge. Could you help your parents by washing up a saucepan today and check that you know what it means? Right, then moving on to individual thinking. Again, When the writing is in italics like this, so when it's slanted, what does that mean when the writing is slanted and written in italics? It normally means that it's a quote from the text, so they've copied this sentence straight from the story. And it says, he was a happy boy, rather naughty, and it would be such fun to have him. If you would like, you could pause me here and find that part in the text, that quote, and underline it. And then the question for today is, why do you think they thought it would be fun for Rick to stay with them? Why do you think they thought it would be fun for Rick to stay with them? Pause me whilst you have a go at the answer and press play when you're ready to move on. So then you could have had a variety of answers as why they thought it would be fun. We know that Rick is a happy boy, it tells us here, and we know that he can be quite naughty. So you could be thinking it would be fun because he's happy and it would cheer the children up and keep them entertained, maybe. I would have focused on the naughty part of the sentence. So I'm thinking that Rick might be getting up to mischief and doing some things with the children that they shouldn't be doing, and going on adventures and things like that, which the children would enjoy. So you would get a mark for either focusing on Rick being a happy boy and maybe cheering up or entertaining the children, or focusing on him being naughty and that maybe they're going to go on adventures and get into mischief. You might have had slightly different answers to that, and your parents might be able to make that judgment of whether you'd get the mark or not. Either way, send it in to me and I can have a look and see if you got the same or slightly different to me. Next question, another individual thinking question. Again, we've got that quote from the text, and how do we know it's a quote from the text? It's written in italics. So it says, the three children flew up the stairs. What does the word flew tell us here? And I'm going to give you a clue. It does not mean that the children grew wings and managed to literally fly up the stairs. Okay, it does not mean that. So pause me whilst you have a think of it about it and write down your answer. What does the word flew tell us here? So they've used the word flew as a verb, so it is a doing word. Okay, but like I said, the children did not grow wings. Instead, it means that they moved really quickly and ran up the stairs very quickly, so quickly that it looked like they flew. Okay, so they ran or moved very quickly up the stairs. This time would be partner talk, okay, but you can write this answer down. So another quote from the text. Now, I don't know why this isn't in italics, but we have got some of the quotation marks, so it normally would be in italics. So it says, hey, what will Rick say when we tell him about the enchanted wood and the faraway tree? Cried Joe. And what will he say when we show him our friends there, Silky and old Moonface, and the dear old deaf saucepan man, and everyone? Said Beth. What could these be? What could these things be? Now, by these things, it means, what could Silky be? What could old Moonface be? What could Saucepan Man be? But also the enchanted wood and the faraway tree. What could they be? So that's quite a lot of information. You might want to make a list of these. So write down, what do you think the enchanted wood could be? The faraway tree, Silky, Moonface, and the old deaf Saucepan Man. Pause me whilst you answer these and press play when you're ready to move on. Okay then, so I'm not really going to go through the answers to this question. Okay, we kind of know that the enchanted wood is going to be probably a wood or a wooded area, forest near their house, which is somehow magical. Okay, the reason I'm not going to go through your answers is because actually you could have all said something different and all be correct. This is just a prediction of what you think might happen. Now, there are definitely more sensible answers than others, okay, but in theory, it's just your opinion. Any of your answers would be correct here. Moving on to the next question. So this is your solo work today. Again, we've got that quote from the text, and it's building on from the last question. So you've already had a think about what the enchanted wood and the faraway tree could be. You've had to think about what Silky, Moonface, and Saucepan Man could be. But now you have to have a think about what Rick might say when they tell him about all of these. I would really appreciate it if you were able to use quotation marks and create a bit of a dialogue, a bit of speech of what the conversation might be. Or if not, you could just use the sentence stem. I don't know, something like, I think that Rick will say, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Again, there is no right or wrong answer particularly for this question, but there will be a sensible guess. I would have a think that he probably isn't going to be unimpressed, okay, because they're really excited about this. I doubt that Rick's going to be unbothered about this. He's probably going to be equally as excited, if not perhaps scared or something of these things, depending what they are, okay? So have a go at these, and your challenge for this one is to try and use quotation marks, just like Rick would say it. That's it for guided reading today, and I will see you again in a couple of days. Bye.